Hello, everybody, and welcome to Letterbox Book Club. My name is Mackenzie,
And my name is Claire.
and today we will be discussing Zodiac Academy number 4 by Caroline Packham and Susan Valenti, uh, Shadow Princess.
Yep, Shadow Princess. The ball is rolling. We are getting deep into plot stuff and motivations, which is great,
I'm glad you think that.
despite how long-winded it actually is. Alright, you want to read us the blurb?
I will read us the blurb. Give me one. Okay. After the events of the lunar eclipse, Tory and Darcy must learn to deal with the darkness which shadows their lives. With a secret binding them to Darius and Orion, they must find a way to all work together for the greater good. But some things are easier said than done. The end.
Yep, I was preparing for the short ending. It's just so I just love how concise it is. Every other, as I've
Yeah.
said before, like every other fantasy book, like there's this long-winded, almost complete summary of what's happened. And this
I
is
know,
just
but
short, sharp, and sweet.
I feel like that's not really giving much. I want a little bit more.
Ooh, I mean, especially if you were waiting for these books, as they were being released. Like, I would have been a little pissy if that's all I got. But I think we established last time they were released like 4
They
books
were
a
back
year.
to back to back to back to back. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So I guess everyone still had their good memories of what's happened, so they don't need a big plot, big summary essentially
yeah.
from the blurb. And then to go, what was it, like a year and then 2 years between books?
Yeah.
That's just dog shit behavior.
The COVID hit.
They got privilege and they got greedy. Oh, COVID hit. That's right, of course.
Yeah. Come on, Claire. Have some respect.
Yeah. My apologies. My apologies. All right, Kenzie. Thoughts, feelings, and emotions.
This book was a book. I wish it was 2 books. I wish it had been cut in half and turned into 2 books because I feel like there was so much that happened, but then also nothing happened. And every time there was a big event, I kept waiting for it to finish, and it never did. I was waiting for like after Halloween. After Halloween party, I was waiting for it to end. After Christmas, I was waiting for it to end. After the cave, I was waiting for it to end.
After the on the mountaintop stars aligning, I was waiting for it to end.
Oh yeah, I was waiting for it to end. I forgot that happened in this one. Yes. There was just too many big things, and then it felt like that there were no stakes. And then it was a very obvious no, one thing was very obvious what was going to happen. Another thing was not very obvious that it was going to happen, but
All right, what was obvious and what wasn't?
we'll get into it when we get there.
Oh, okay.
What were your thoughts, feelings, and emotions?
Look, it's a very obviously long-winded, very slow sort of read. Despite we always seem to defer to this sort of description where a lot happens but nothing happens, but it's too slow, but like it goes a little bit quick sometimes. Just the pacing consistency has always been a bit of an issue. Because once you settle down and into it, like something big happens, and then as soon as you wrap your head around it, it mellows out.
Well, I just feel like because of the pacing, like book 1 was like 2 weeks or whatever. This one's obviously a few months because we get Halloween, Christmas, and New Year. And then, yeah, there's just so much. I think because there's so much that happened in the first few where it's just like 2 weeks of time.
Yeah, the timeline.
And now this one is like 3 months of time. Like,
yeah, and even then it was quite jumpy. Because
yeah,
next minute, yes, it was Christmas. It was like, oh, leading up to Christmas, then boom, it's Christmas, and then boom, it's New Year's, or then
yeah.
boom, it's Halloween after, the Lunar.
Everything happened like this happens on Halloween, this happens on Christmas, this happens on New Year's. It's like, why can't it just happen on a random Wednesday?
Yeah, what's so special about Tory and Darcy going to the palace at Christmas? I understand they have their
Yeah.
own. There was once upon a time a royal celebrations and traditions and such, but like they could have still gallivanted around the palace prior to Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I feel like they should have been introduced to it before. Oh, here's Christmas. Here's your great palace home. Oh, here's all the heirs and their
Yeah,
families. Here's
suddenly,
some press. Like,
suddenly you don't feel comfortable in your own home because it's being fucking oh my god, I don't know what the word I'm looking for. Intruded on by everybody
Yeah.
else, and they don't really have time to settle down. Whereas if there were small increments, or maybe if they worked their way to staying at the palace, like had a little taste here and there, not like boom, here's a huge trauma dump of your family's past
Yeah.
and everything and what happened to them, because it could have happened more slowly. Like they could have
Yeah.
visited for like maybe a couple hours or something here and there, and
Yeah.
then they might feel a little bit
And then
apprehensive.
felt like it was so. Sorry, are you done with your thoughts, feelings, emotions?
Yeah, look, we just ranted. I don't care. Like
Sorry,
there
yeah,
was some good
sorry.
moments. It was
Yeah.
long winded.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
entertained by some
I
things.
just feel like as well, like all the information was kind of spoon fed to them.
Mm-hmm.
Like they got to the palace and then the wings lit up on the wall or whatever, and they followed them, and then suddenly they had all this information. I wanted a little bit more mystery, a little bit more intrigue.
Yeah, but I did kind of enjoy how the magic in the memories tied to certain objects. There was like what, a mirror, and then there was like other little things here
Yeah,
and there. I liked that
yeah.
because it gave, yeah,
I
obviously
did
fair.
like that, but yeah, it just felt like it was being spoon fed to them. And
Yeah.
then again, when something happens in the next one, where I was like, I'm vindicated.
Oh yeah, you've been messaging
Yeah,
me all your sort of like moments, and it's like no.
yeah. And I'm just like, oh my god. And then I was like, oh my god, 2.0. I knew it.
As much as we say that, like, yeah, it's long-winded, it's slow, it's whatever, but at the end of the day, I think we are enjoying it, and we want to see this
I'm
to the
enjoying
end.
it, yeah. And I am. It's not like House and Night where it was like, I'm ready for this to be over, Grandpa.
No, no, no. It's
No,
not
I
like
am very interested, and I love the world, and especially, but yeah. So I like to go into the Palace of Souls, and I do like getting the information, and then I like the kind of immediate payoff. It's like we get this information, and then you're like, oh, gee, like I wonder what's gonna happen, and then you get the immediate payoff.
yeah, yeah, and I just love that the flashbacks. Yeah, like again, it's just magic
Yeah,
entwined or embedded in objects. And yeah, the
yeah,
flashbacks
I
were
love that
cool.
shit.
It's so creative. And yeah, I don't know, just that whole them going to the Palace of Souls and them just exploring their past sort of was giving me strong Anastasia vibes.
Yes, yes,
And even like the attack on the palace by the nymphs, I would not be surprised if the authors were you know, were inspired by the story of Anastasia, because yeah, the oh yeah,
the
Russian
Romanovs.
Romanovs, yeah, were all killed by their essentially own people and stuff. But even though
Mm.
this is with
Or were
nymphs
they?
or whatever, or were they conspiracy? Um, Anastasia's still alive. No, should be
Yeah.
hundreds of years old at this point. But yeah, it really gave me that sort of visual element as well. And especially with like the boy and in the hidden room, like it was giving Dimitri and Anastasia as well, and that's all I thought about when they were there. But
Do you
I
want me to
liked it.
spoil something for you?
No,
Okay.
no, thank you. Normally I'm down for
Well,
spoilers, but no, thank you. Not today.
okay, just remember what I said about
Oh yeah, you solved the riddle, kind of.
I solved the riddle,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm not a riddle person. Like it'll be told to me eventually, so I'm not
Yeah.
gonna waste my time
It's
trying
like
to figure it out.
Amaranth's riddle.
Yeah, exactly. It's love.
The
It's
answer's
the
love. It's
answer.
like I'm not doing that.
So the answer to this one is obviously love.
Yeah.
No. The only riddle I got right was like it was not even a riddle, but it was when in The Cruel Prince with Jude and Carden. It was like this means something, but it's like it's because she wasn't a certain thing, and that's why she couldn't do other things. And I got it correct. It was just the wording of it all, the fey trickery. But anyway, um, yeah, enjoyed the Palace of the Souls moment. Again, hated the fact that it was intruded upon so quickly by the heirs, and like they'd never got a chance to kind of really settle into this space, and they never really
Yeah.
got to like really sit with it and feel it, and that was just the annoying thing. But I guess ultimately, Lionel and his
And I
crew.
was so sus on the airs the whole time because they were being so nice. And they're like, it's Christmas. Like, we're not going to be assholes on Christmas. And it's like, I'm very confused by your motivations.
Yeah, like they're very extreme from one end to the other. Like they're really nice and sweet at times, and
Mm.
very yeah, just very nice, and just they're not annoying and not like harassing or bullying him. But then yeah, they flip a switch and suddenly it's I'm gonna kill you again.
Yeah.
It's like I don't like the extreme turn of behaviors from these
Yeah.
fellas. And before we get too far into it as well, before I forget, I want to talk about like just the nymphs in general because I've just
Yeah.
been thinking about it since I woke up. I don't know why now I decided to have like a deep thought into everything, but um, I feel like in the nymph world, obviously not everything is what it seems. There's still so much book plot or series plot to cover, and we've
There's still
only
7 books.
yeah, there's still a lot going on. So, I may be speaking sort of like out of turn or like I could be completely wrong, but I don't care. I feel like, yeah, the nymphs that we're being fed about now is probably not the great I can't speak. It's not the bigger ultimate bigger picture of it all. I feel like the nymphs that we're seeing portrayed now, it's just perhaps a more corrupted side because it's fueled by dark magic and everything. I feel like yeah, these sort of dark shadowy nymphs or maybe demons for as a better description, they are just like a subclass and the corruption of the dark magic element, I feel. And I think there's like a whole other nymph world where they are probably not they're probably more humanoid, maybe another sub no, I don't want to keep saying subclass, but maybe just another class of sort of like fae type creatures that fell into like the dark shadowy corruption and succumbing to darkness and everything. I think that that's where it's going potentially, but obviously I have no confirmation because a lot of fantasy books, especially I know this was written in like from 2019 to has there been a last book? Have they all been released or is it still ongoing?
I think they're all released, but I think they're going back into it.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna say I don't know when the last book was, but between 2019 to like 2023, I'm gonna guess. Like a lot of tropes and plot driven narratives are about, especially in the fantasy and romantasy genre, is there's corruptions in magic. Like Fourth Wing, you've got like evil sort of corruption that like picks at your soul and your character, and a lot of other sort of yeah, I don't want to keep repeating myself, but yeah, there's a lot of the evilness is through corrupted magic or bad magic or negative magic and everything, and I feel like that this really took a hold of that early, and I feel like that's where it's going. Where yeah, nymphs are probably just normal humanoid sort of people with powers, but the nymphs that we're interacting with right now are just the ones that are probably have a great evil plan to take over the world or
Do
something.
you
But
think it feels like they're being controlled by someone?
uh, to a degree, yes, I feel like since learning about Lionel and his want to control shadows and everything, like every attack or every moment that the nymphs have infiltrated like the school, it's always been intentional.
Mm.
Like it's not like they're I don't know, it's not like two opposing species are just going at it for the sake of going at it. Yeah, there is like a higher being, probably in charge, probably commanding what they do. But yeah, that's what I think of the nymphs, like kind of so far, and I just wanted to get that off my chest before I forget, because that normally happens. Like I come up with things that I want to say, and then in the moment I just forget, and it's like, damn, I would have sounded pretty good. I don't know, like I know you're a book ahead. Like, how do you feel about that sort of thing?
Um,
I'm
I
wrong.
sort of agree. You're wrong. No, I sort of agree. Um, but also I feel like they were set up kind of to be like this big bad, and I feel like they're not being utilized enough, and there's a lot of other things going on that are kind of eclipsing them as the big bad. Like we get like the palace attack, and then that's kind of it on nymphs in this book. And
Like in the beginning, it was written that nymph attacks are very dangerous, and they're sort of starting to happen like regularly, and then boom, like
yeah,
almost every book there is kind of a major nymph attack. But yeah, um, I think that's how it is in just media in general. Like yeah, you start off with a small sort of conflict, and then you work your way
Mm,
into the grand scheme of things, which it could have been a tool or something
yeah.
completely different has decided to like use the vulnerable
I'm
time.
just scared that, like, I don't know how I'm feel. I want there to be like one big bad. Like I want it to be Lionel, like,
Oh, okay, kind of like, oh,
and that's
we've
yeah,
had this
and
conversation
that's going.
before.
It was in Akatar how like it was Amarantha, and then it was the king, and then it was like whatever. And it's like yeah, I want it to be Lionel the whole time. I guess I don't want it to jump from like oh it's Lionel, oh we defeated him, or now there's this other thing. It's like no, like if you're going to have a big bad that you've kind of hyped up to be like, well, he could kill everyone. He has all this power, blah blah blah. He's the most powerful dragon in all of Solaria. Then I want it to be consistent in that he does have this power and he is dangerous. Like I don't want them to just be able to defeat him willy nilly and then that's it. And then like suddenly there's something else that's been introduced that we've not been introduced to.
Yeah, I wouldn't like. I'm not
But yeah,
surprised. Wouldn't be surprised if there has been some overlapping. I think that was the best description that I could. That would be. Uh, don't know how to speak. Yeah, I think overlapping would be the best sort of description of that. Is what I was trying to say earlier. Like, yeah, you start off with the
yeah,
nymphs for a conflict, and then something else is happening behind the scenes. But
yeah,
I mean, if Lionel is working with, I don't know, if he's end up working with somebody else, and then they eventually become like the bigger, badder sort of villain. Like, I wouldn't mind that, but
yeah. Well, especially in book 5, there was like a character, and I was like, oh, I haven't really heard or seen from them. And then they came out of nowhere, and I was like, oh, okay.
it really fell flat with you. And they're obviously more
Yeah,
of a villainous sort of side.
yeah.
Okay, but again, there's like 7 books. Like,
Mm,
if we were reading the books as they were being released, I reckon it would have probably been more annoying. It's like, yeah, well, you just popped up, but obviously with seven
yeah,
books to go, like we have much to learn about them. But I don't mind the villain overlapping, but I wouldn't be surprised if Lionel is the villain for the entirety of it all.
mm.
Um, but
At the moment, it seems like he is, which is good. So
yeah, like it's not like like hypothetically he gets killed off in the second last book, and then there's like the big bad, like the final boss. Like
yeah,
that would be absolutely shit and like not excellent writing at all. That would just be
yeah,
awful. Um, but like he has an established sort of posse now, especially with the heir's parents and stuff. Like I'm pretty
mm.
sure it's Orion's mother who's really up in
Mhm,
Lionel's schemes. So like even if Lionel were to fall early, which I doubt, like she would probably then maybe take over, given the vibes that I'm getting. Like it becomes that sort of
mhm.
like domino effect, like hypothetically. Like he has his little crew of minions that we'll probably eventually get to know more specific characters of, maybe, but
Mm.
yeah. But that's all I wanted to say about the nymphs. Nymphs, really.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like, yeah, these demons are just like a subclass and they're just corrupted through
You
the
want
dark
them to have a
magic.
redemption arc.
No, I want there to be a whole other class of nymphs that are just like, when I think of nymphs in fantasy genre, I think of like little, like, I don't know, like, why would my first instinct is like fairy, but not like fae fairy, but like
Yeah,
fairy with the wings and those little sort of
yeah,
those little creatures, but I never really associated with them as like evil beings. They might be like tricky sort of beings, but like that's what I think of when I think of nymphs. So the whole demon sort of like description really threw me off. But I feel like, yeah, like there's a world where like they're regular humanoid beings that are maybe even fae-like, and then yeah, these demons are just like the corruption of the dark magic. Like I feel like there has to be a consequence to that. Like dark magic can't just be its own thing, you know?
Okay, so let's talk this plot. Because, okay, first half of the book, don't remember anything. Don't really care. Not important.
I don't know. Some things are
Then we get.
important. There's relationship developments.
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever.
We meet Gabriel,
Oh, yes, Gabriel. Oh, yes, yes.
old
Oh,
mate
yes.
Gabriel. I love
Oh, yes,
that
Gabriel.
Orion has a mature aged best friend. Or
Yeah,
an appropriately aged
an
best friend.
appropriately aged best friend.
He can't be relying on Darius at all.
No, but like, let's remember. Okay, so
They've been friends since they were kids, I get, or since at least
they've been
Darius was a
friends since
kid.
they were kids. Yes, and then also Orion's like not even 30,
I know. I keep forgetting. He
and
does
then
give.
Darius is like 21. Yeah,
I know it does give me like they're yeah. I know, but like just the power
yeah,
hierarchy of it all. You know, he's a
yeah.
teacher, he's a student, but
Well,
like
and then they got the
Darius isn't.
Guardian thing.
Yeah, yeah. Um, but no,
Yeah. Okay.
what?
Anyway, yes, we meet Gabriel. Very fun. They are. What are they? Nebula
Nebula
allies.
Nebula allies. Yep.
I love all the things.
Yeah, I just like that. Yeah, it was like a highlight of the book was like Orion just having fun with his best mate from back in the
Yeah, and
day.
then Darius being jealous.
Yeah, Darius being jealous. It was so funny. I was just, yeah, but it could be the Guardian Bond. Oh wait, before I even forget again, my only gripe about this book, my qualm, if you will, is just the intense queer baiting of Orion and Darius, which I know queer baiting should not make sense in this book. It should not even exist because the airs are written in ways where like they're quite fluid with their sexuality, like they've done things with each other and like and like obviously Seth in general, like he's an orgy master by the sounds of it.
Yeah,
Like
just
it
you
doesn't
wait.
yeah, oh no.
Just you
It
wait.
just doesn't make sense that there's so much teasing with Orion and
Yeah.
Darius under the guise of this guardian bond because the
Yeah.
guardian bond is meant to be about like I feel like protection. Like if he's hurt, Orion is aware, and
Oh,
vice
just you
versa.
wait. Because do you know who Darius's father's guardian was?
I'm gonna guess it was like something to do with Orion's father or something.
Nope, it was Orion's sister, Clara.
Oh, fun. Spoiler.
So just you,
Wait, no, I
just
feel like
you,
no, wait, I feel like it was mentioned in this book. It sounds familiar, but
yeah,
I'm not.
just you fucking wait.
Anyway, yeah, there's a whole like almost incestuous sort of nature of it all. No,
Mm.
but yeah, like there's moments where Darius and Orion would be like, "I'm fighting the urge to kiss you," and it's like I just roll my eyes. It's like, bro, what's going on here?
Sorry, I've just seen. I had to look something up because of book five, and I've just. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, yeah, and I don't understand it. I guess if you're
Get out of my custard.
if you were a
Sorry.
reader upon release and you really shipped certain characters, like they would have you know ate this up, you know. But I just feel like those two have like no chance, like romantically or like even intimately in that sort of way. But I just don't get it. I don't think it's necessary, and I'm a little bit annoyed that it's still happening, if I'm being completely honest. But in saying that, it's making me think of the whole Clara Lionel Guardian Bond a little bit more creepier and weirder.
Just you.
No. All right.
um,
Intense
and then not to
theory,
mention the
right?
whole.
No, I'm not gonna say it. Don't
No,
worry. Go on.
not
Sorry.
to mention the whole conversion therapy.
Which again, I feel like you've mentioned that, and it doesn't make sense in a book that is so written so openly and progressively. Like, why do we still need this? I understand if it was like an
I
ethnic,
think that they're obviously using Xavier as like an allegory
but it doesn't
in
make
that we are
sense.
no, but like we are in like a society where like being fluid or whatever and being gay, being queer, like it's widely accepted.
Sure,
But while it's widely accepted on the top, like they're still underneath, like
I know.
Republicans.
Yeah, yeah, I completely understand what you're saying, but I don't. I don't. Yeah, I just don't get it. I understand if it was like, as I think I said in our first attempt at recording, like an ethnic sort of cleansing sort of like vibe about it, where it's the Pegasuses are the lowest of the low. We've got to get rid of the weak, keep the strong. You know, all that sort
So
of
you're
jazz.
okay with ethnic cleansing?
I am not okay with it, but just like the narrative of it all, I don't know. But all right, I'm gonna shut up now.
No, I agree.
No,
It's very,
like
it's just, yeah.
I understand. Like, yeah, it's all well and good, you know, on the surface level, but deep down, there's obviously deeply rooted issues and consequences for people who are LGBT, and you know, their conversion therapies, I guess, are still a thing. and it does need to be highlighted, but I don't know, it annoys me because it just wouldn't happen. It wouldn't be written for the heirs. The heirs can,
Mm.
like, but I suppose that comes from a place of privilege, but like, in a way, Xavier is a part of the heir space.
Yeah,
Um,
he's the
and
spare.
he is the spare, and yeah, I don't
The
know.
heir and the spare.
If it was just like a physical weakness sort of thing, like, oh, you're the weaker brother, but I've got to keep you alive in case Darius goes kaput, like, that would make sense, but I don't know.
Get out of it. Yeah.
We get some like relationship developments happening. We got Darcy and Orion. They're giving whatever
Mm.
the equivalent of a soulmate is vibe, which is
Elysian
great.
mates.
Yeah, though not necessarily like defined, but they may as well be at this point. Their love is strong. Darcy gets
Get out of it.
Darcy and Orion have their moments, and it's so great. They're the best relationship in this book. I don't care if anyone disagrees. What are they called? Blue Lance?
Blue Lance.
Blue Lance, one of the biggest Blue Lance fans here. Love them. Tory and Caleb, they are still seeing each other.
Much to the chagrin of Darius.
Yeah,
Crooks.
but then Tory is also learning that Caleb doesn't really know anything about her, doesn't know her likes, her dislikes, her interests, and everything.
Hey, I thought the date he took her on was Litty Tits.
Sure, if you enjoy that sort of thing, which it turns out that Tori doesn't like it.
I enjoy expensive sushi and karaoke.
Alright, well then you go date Caleb.
I will date Caleb. He's a vampire.
Yeah, you get to play that funky little kinky game.
Yep.
Fun times. And yes, Darius is again jealous. It's just like a Darius being jealous sort of book. He's jealous of Gabriel, he's jealous of Caleb, his life is falling apart.
It's just him being a little bitch book.
He's a bitch book. And that's excellent. Max and Gru have this sort of back and forth.
Max and Gru.
Yeah, sorry, well, yeah, Geraldine Gru. Sorry, I had
Geraldine.
What?
You don't know her last name.
Yeah, Geraldine Gru.
Geraldine Gruss.
Gruss. Oh, all right. Well, sorry. Gru just makes sense. Like the S is silent.
Well, I don't know how it's spelled. I haven't seen it.
I think it's Grus, but I just pronounce it as Gru.
Oh, it's
well,
I get this.
Pardon me. The audiobook has to be correct.
Well, I've done the graphic audio and the audio book, and they're both say that it's
allegedly
Gruss. So
okay. Oh, I'm sorry, but like when I write my notes, instead of writing Geraldine, I just write like Gruss and Max. Like the nickname thing, he calls her Gruss. But anyway, like they've got a little thing going on, which is great. I like that Max has found like a proper love interest, and they're just not leeching off of Tory and Darcy. Seth is off in his own little world, doing wolf things. Darcy challenges Seth to get out of his pack. She probably almost dies, but all she had to do was submit, but she didn't know that, and obviously Seth wasn't allowed to kind of tell her how to end this challenge, but it is what it is. What are you doing? You're spoiling yourself? Oh yeah, wait, back to Gabriel real quick. Bless you.
Sorry, back to Gabriel. We love Gabriel.
Yeah, I love his precognition, his sight, his able to tell the future, kind of. He consults with the stars. But I liked how he would always come up to people and he's happily telling them, like, oh, if you follow the path and, you'll get a good outcome and everything.
Yeah.
It's great, but I don't know if it makes the spoon feeding sort of worse, because like about these fantasy books, like it's about taking risks and whether the risks are going to pay off, but it really falls flat when there's a guiding light telling you, oh, if you go this way, like it's going to be a relatively good outcome.
I like it because I don't know, I feel like the important things he couldn't see or couldn't say, he's like, there's too many outcomes, but I liked how when I think, I don't know, Darcy or Tori, one of them needed Stardust or whatever, he's like, oh, well, Darius will give it to you, but you need to ask him before breakfast. Like, I like those little cute things.
I suppose they're real inconsequential sort of things.
Yeah.
But no, he's like bubbly, he's positive, he's happy to be back reunited with his best bud, Orion, who could have gone pro if he hadn't been injured. I don't know if that's true, but um and one of the main components of this book that I really enjoyed was Darcy and Tori both dealing with the shadows individually.
Mm.
Like they really delve into them through different sort of intentions. Darcy, at the height of still being kind of bullied and humiliated by the heirs and everything, she was succumbing to it in a more depressive, vulnerable sort of way. Whereas, and it was more unwelcomed. Whereas Tori's dive into the shadows is fueled by like hatred and like wanting to wield the powers as a means of protection and to kill potentially Darius in the future. And I liked that, you know, they were just contrasting each other. But in a way, also, Tori's was more like a self-harm sort of escape, because she was described as like drinking a lot and she probably wasn't in the best like headspace, I guess, considering everything that's happened, and she's probably still mad at Darius and, in a way, Orion too, for allowing their capture by Lionel to happen and not really trying to help them. So she obviously doesn't trust them, and yeah, she's kind of spiraled a little bit. But yeah, it's a mix of spiraling, self-harm, and like hatred and wanting to wield them, which I enjoyed their contrast, because like it could have gone either way. There was the tension of like who was going to fall into it first sort of thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was just a big highlight in the book for me, was those two.
Yeah,
and how
I
they dealt with
didn't
that.
like how, with the shadows though, when we find out that it's the person calling to them is Orion's sister Clara, and like she's so nice to Darcy. She's like, "Oh, come with me. Let's be friends. They call me the Shadow Princess." And oh, pretty
I don't
princess.
think it was that. It
And
was
then,
more like, help me, please. Help, I'm begging you,
well,
please.
but then with Tory, she's like trying to attack her and shit, and it's like, okay, someone should mention the
Oh,
red
yeah.
flags here.
I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
yeah, and she's like making her cut herself and like bleed for her and stuff. So it's like
But
someone, there's inconsistencies
is
here.
that just not the consequence of Tarsi? Tori going deeper than ever? Like, in the wells of the shadows? Like, is that a consequence?
Well,
Or
no, she was like violent towards Tori, more violent than she was towards
maybe it was, maybe
Darcy.
she was preying on whatever the
These
emotions.
names.
Yeah, I know. Oh, excuse me. Maybe because, yeah, Darcy was coming from a more traumatized, vulnerable state. It's like the coaxing. It's like, I'm here. I'll help you. Like really playing on each other's emotions. And yeah, with Tori, she's a bit more volatile and like probably needs to be, yeah, whipped into shape. But then again, like that, the physicality of it wasn't deterring Tori at all. Again, there's that sort of
But I
like
mean, like,
soft
I'm
self
just saying
harm.
that someone should have realized that there's something happening, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, Orion is the one that was kind of guiding them and teaching them, and they eventually got to a point where, like, look, they're seeking it like a drug. It's like, yeah, we're tasting the darkness, help us control it, sort of thing. But
Yeah.
maybe it's just something that he just wasn't sure what was happening. Like, again, he doesn't know how far or deep Tori is traveling in the depths of the Shadow Realm for it to happen. Like, it could reach a point where, you know, eventually that's how you get succumbed to it. Like, you just get beaten to the point where you can't consciously return. And she was getting that deep where, yeah, she was just getting a taste of, like, yeah, the actual physical harm of it all. Whereas I don't think Darcy ever got there.
True.
But then I think, yeah, it was just like Clara, yeah, playing on Darcy's vulnerability more so than Tori's. Because why would you want maybe it was like a defense mechanism. Like, I don't think anyone in the shadow realm would want, or the shadows as a sort of like sentient sort of thing. I don't think it wants anyone trying to control it. So maybe they were just attacking her to stop because she was getting close.
But then someone should have recognized, well, why are they attacking her if she's getting so close?
Yeah, well, maybe because no one's ever gotten that close before while actually still being like a relatively normal functioning human, functioning fae. It's just something that they've never seen before. They only know what they've experienced through like their dark magic and what they're currently going through now. Like, obviously, Tory is progressing far more quickly than anybody else, and so it's just like a little learning point, maybe.
Mayhaps.
But we shall see. I'm interested to see how they are potentially wielded in the future, or if there's any other sort of consequences regarding that. Also, big vindication moment for me, personally.
Here we go.
I forgot his name. No, Diego is a nymph. We been new.
He's not a nymph.
Or he knows about the darkness.
Well, yes, but he's not a nymph.
Like, surely, like, some element of it all. Otherwise, how did he get roped up into all of this, you know?
Do you know about his hat?
Yeah, it's fucking Voldemort Horcrux bullshit.
It's like his grandmother has web. His abuela. He's not good, he's just like, pardon me. Yeah, he's just like, can see like stuff that his parents are doing, but he's admitted to it. He's like, oh, they were gonna try and use me, but I'm a good boy and I would never go against my favorite beggars.
I don't trust him. I don't care.
I think he's just a weak little pussy bitch.
Exactly.
He doesn't have a backbone.
Exactly. Tell him. Yeah, his family practices dark magic, and his uncle and his whole family his uncle specifically works for Lionel, so there's obviously
Lionel,
there. But his family practices dark magic, and they're pressuring him to, and he's also being pressured to like keep an eye on Darcy and Tory as well via his uncle, via Lionel. And yeah, it's like what do you say? His grandma did something, and like her soul or something is just embedded in articles of clothing, pretty much. Yeah. And what is it? It's to help silence the darkness, because the shadows. Sorry. And because they feel it. It's like almost an everyday sort of battle to not succumb to it. And then his hat and everything and the garments help quieten those urges and sensations.
Yeah,
which is pretty creative though. Which is why he got upset when his hat got confiscated earlier. I'm just going through my notes, and how fun Gabriel teaches Tory and Darcy how to fly.
Yes,
that's so cute. We finally get to see some order development as well. I believe they told the heirs that they're
fire huppies.
I'm pretty sure they ended up telling them that they're phoenixes though, or am I wrong?
No, I think they find out.
I think it got to a point where they had
at the palace, at the nymph attack. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
At the nymph attack at the palace, yeah. But they just pretend like, oh, we didn't know, like.
In the moment, we thought we were this.
It was, yeah. How were we meant to know? We were raised in the mortal world. We were princess.
Yeah. Also, just for a bit of extracurricular sort of talk, it was funny that Orion made Tory be a cheerleader and Darcy try out for Pitbull.
Oh yes, it was so good.
Because really, it should have been the other way around. The other way around. But I guess it goes to show that their characters need to learn something else. Like Darcy needs to be tougher and be more ruthless and relentless with her magic, maybe a little bit more violent in a way. Whereas Tory needs to be a bit more peppy.
A team player.
And a team player, yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Initially, I thought it was a little cringe of Tory going up against, what was it, Kylie or Marguerite or whoever it was for the in the cheerleading. I don't know. It was just
the cheerleading competition.
Just real mean girl vibes, but then everyone's like, yeah Tory, woohoo.
Yeah, Kylie can suck an actual penis.
I want her to die.
That's covered in nails and dirt.
Why can't Seth and her just be together? I don't get it.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. And then we had Caleb and Tory's failed date where Caleb truly shows that he does not know anything about Tory. I have written here that Lionel was Clara's source for power and then she was sacrificed. Maybe it was mentioned that Clara was Lionel's guardian in this book. Yeah, because that makes sense. Or was it? Or it was just her. Or maybe it was he was. Oh my god, I can't speak. Maybe she was his source, like vampire source. No, that doesn't make sense. What? No, that doesn't make sense. Never mind. Um. Oh yeah, Darius also revealed that he has like a secret sort of locked lips in regards to his unable to talk about Lionel sort of thing. Like that
Yeah, he's
was hinted
been
at.
coerced.
Yeah, coerced into not being able to say anything. And then like the whole group kind of opens up to each other about their secrets, which is a really nice bonding moment. Um, I have to note that Seth dodged this massively because his big secret to Darcy was he didn't never wanted to be an heir or he doesn't want the throne. But like he didn't even say that here, which is really interesting.
Yeah, they said something about butt stuff or something was his big thing.
Yeah,
It's like,
like
okay.
it's like no, bro. There is video
He's like,
evidence of
yeah,
you denouncing the
yeah,
throne. Like that's
yeah.
fine. It's okay to not want what your parents forced you to, what you think you could have.
Mm.
And then yeah, Max reveals his illegitimate place, and everyone loves him, and like it's what we expect.
Yeah.
Like they've seen him as a brother. He's a brother for life. Halloween, all right, I thought was going to be prepped up to be kind of like the lunar eclipse and kind of like that other events where instead of like horniness, this is more described as chaos. Was it the lunar
Yeah.
eclipse that was horny?
Yeah, that was horny, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And whereas Halloween is like, all right, your chaotic nature will kind of breach the surface and like, be careful, treat it like a lunar eclipse 2.0, but then like really nothing kind of came of it in terms of outlandish behavior, but it was a main event because of what the heirs did to Tory and Darcy. Take it away.
They drugged them and got them to do. Tori went like real sexy, and because they have perpetuated that she's a sex addict,
Mm-hmm.
and then they made Darcy like speak to birds.
It was giving Mockingjay, like the Mockingjay hallucinations in Hunger
Yeah,
Games.
it was like ravens, and then so they had like video evidence of it or whatever, and um, the like papers like did articles on them. But then they like leaned into it, and Tyler, who Sophie is hooking up with, his mum is a journalist, and then she did like interviews with them, and they were like did like a sexy like photo shoot with Tori and stuff, and then did like kind of the same but with birds with Darcy, and so they just leaned into it, and then so everyone's like, "Oh my god, I love the Vegas."
They're so open.
Yeah, wow.
A funny moment was I think it was Darius. He's like, "Who is your PR?"
Yeah,
It's
and so
like,
they're like, it didn't even. They're like, fuck, it didn't even work. Go away, cat.
in the grand scheme of things, this is so silly and again childish. But it's yeah. Again, we go back to the extremities of their behavior. Like, do they like them or respect them in some way because they've made their way through Zodiac Academy so far and defeated,
Mm,
or up until this point, all the trials and tribulations that was required, or do they still want to kill them? Like, make up your
yeah.
mind. Um, yeah. So that was great, but that just feels yeah, Tori's hatred for Darius as well. But Darius had a moment where like he changed his mind,
He was
sort
trying
of
to stop it. He was like sending out texts like, "Oh, don't send the
the videos or
the
something.
photos, blah blah blah." But then Seth's like, "I already did it an hour ago."
Yep, and then it's like, oh shit, but it is what it
Go
is.
no. Sorry,
Um,
cat.
Caleb hunts Seth, which was interesting because really he only really hunted Tori, but I think Tori got to a point where she was winning and like Caleb was getting quite hungry. I don't know. And Orion was like very. he was emphasizing the danger of this hunt because this sort of thing I think is kind of illegal in vampire society. Like it's not,
Yeah,
it's
you're not
frowned
meant
upon
to.
anymore. It's frowned upon now.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
and he can get dangerous.
that's it. Yep, yep, yep. But Caleb hunts Seth, but he enjoyed it because I think because Seth fought back. There's a
Yeah,
thing going on there. There was a weird like sensual, sexual tension there, which is interesting. Um,
but is it just Seth's inherent
wolf nature.
wolf? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, probably. I don't know. Actually, no. Yeah, one of my other favorite moments was, sorry, I'm bouncing back and forth, but when Darcy and Tori were at the palace and they saw the vision of like how their parents met, and
yeah.
they I think they were Elysian mates as well.
Yeah, and like, because their mum was a seer, and she's like,
Yeah,
I've
that's
seen like, and she showed him like the
right. A
vision of
seer.
like
Yeah, I
their
keep forget.
love, yeah, their future, and their together, and like their love together and stuff.
Yeah, I keep forgetting seer is the right word, not precognition. True sight.
Yeah,
What in the fourth wing language is going on here? No, a seer. That's right. That really rung the bell.
yeah,
Yeah, and it even the flashback showed like the night that they were switched for the human twins and everything, and like, and then the night the nymphs attacked. Yeah, reminiscent
yeah,
of Anastasia and everything. Um, yeah, and then obviously the one of the big main events where we thought like the book would end was the attack on the palace.
yes,
Um, and then it is grand revealed to all the counselors and everybody that Tory and Darcy are phoenixes, and so Lionel is feeling a little threatened because Phoenix
because he's
fire.
like, because he has dark coerce them, and dark coercion does not work
Yep, yep. And
on phoenixes, and he's like, oh shit.
oh no, and I don't know if he knows, but as an audience, we know that Phoenix fire can kill a dragon. So
Yes,
there's that as well.
yeah, and their fire like kills nymphs and stuff.
Yeah, so they're just
Oh,
like,
and then they also like fight. Hang. Oh, sorry.
no, go on.
And they're immune to dragon fire.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
well,
So
any fire, fire can't hurt them.
which is great because they've been
And then that comes back again later.
cool. But yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's great that they have become sort of invulnerable and invincible almost this early, at least to the lesser Fae and regular Fae folk as well, because they've been put through the ringer since day dot. It's great that
yeah,
they get a chance to stand tall and almost be untouchable for the time
yeah.
being.
And I usually am not a fan of like the chosen one and everything kind of vibes and stuff. However, because it's not like usually you become the chosen one and you have all this power and you know how to use it and blah blah blah, but with this one, yeah, they're the chosen ones, but they still have to work and learn and grow like towards their ultimate like power and stuff.
Yeah,
Like it hasn't just been handed to them, like they still need to learn how to actually utilize it.
yeah. And it's also probably based on their Fae being as well. Like, they could have emerged earlier with everybody else, but no, they kind of emerged when I guess the Order felt that they were ready as Fae as well. I'm sure that's kind of like how it works to a degree. Um, yeah, and like they didn't know how to fly straight away, and like Gabriel's taken the time to teach them. And even with like the shadow wielding, like they don't know how to wield it straight away, and Orion to a degree is trying to teach, but also they're trying to be innovative themselves and try and practice themselves, which albeit is dangerous as fuck, but at least they're trying and they're not like, yeah, it's not, they're not becoming just OP with every new power that they get. But that's not all. The greatest moment in this book, for me personally, sorry, is alright. How do I want to set the scene, but I'm terrible at articulating. Yeah, I lost the moment. Anyway, yeah, greatest moment was Darius and Tori chilling on a cliff top. The stars have aligned. The stars have chosen
Oh
their
yes.
destiny. Elysian
No,
mate.
first of all, they're meant to be going to the cave to help
I know,
because it's
yeah,
New Year's Eve,
yeah.
and we need to set the scene. And
I
Orion
didn't know
and
how to because I panicked.
Orion and Darcy are at the cave because Clara is like, New Year's Eve is when you can save me, blah blah blah, etc. etc. So they're at the cave waiting, and they're like, "Where the fuck is Tori and
Darius.
uh, what's his name, Darius?"
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then yes, we get the go on.
Yeah, they get called to like a cliff top. You know, the stars
Yeah,
are glistening. There are lines, the constellations of Gemini and Libra. Libra, yeah, he's
yep,
Libra.
yep,
You know, emphasized in the stars. They're like, what the? Well, Tori's like, what the fuck's going on? Darius is like,
yeah.
I know what this means. I've been dreaming about this moment because throughout this book, obviously, because
What
throughout
is it?
the
This is our divine moment.
exactly, it's a divine moment.
Yeah,
Um, the stars literally have aligned. Yeah, Darius also throughout the book, he's constantly talking about how he can't stop thinking about Tori. Like it's like she consumes his waking moments, sort of thing. He doesn't want to hurt her, but he has continued to hurt her. Blah blah blah. He's been
mm,
struggling with those feelings for the entirety of this book. And then this moment comes that he recognized. You know, every Fae I assume would have been like taught of something similar. Elysian mateship up for grabs. And
Accept what the stars are giving us.
yeah, exactly. Darius is excited because it's his destiny, it's his future. And then Tori is like, fuck you, no. Excellent. Cinema.
She's
Mic
like,
drop.
he's like, we're Elysian mates, and she's like, the fuck we are. No,
Exactly.
but that means she's made them star-crossed,
Yeah. Her.
which means they will never like be with anyone else. They'll pine for each other forever.
Yep, yep.
Um, they get like these dark rings around their eyes to like say that they're star-crossed, and they can't be alone together if they're within like proximity of each other. Then the stars get mad and like start doing like storms and earthquakes and shit.
Oh, really? Okay, I
Yeah.
don't remember that part, but that is so cool.
Oh well, that's coming.
I love that there's actual consequences and not just all right,
Yeah.
just the title of Star Lovers. It has a
No, no,
full.
they like cannot be alone together.
It's like calamity effect.
Yeah.
I love that. But yeah, her rejection was chef's kiss. And he's all like,
Yes.
why you no love me? And she's like, you tried to murder me.
Because you tried to kill me.
And you've humiliated me immensely for the past four
You
fucking
drowned
books.
me.
Exactly. Why does he think she would want him?
Yeah.
But I suppose despite all that, like there were sprinkling of scenes where, you know, Tori and Darius went on their little motorbike around the city or whatever. They had their race. They have those little small moments, but I feel like it never equated to that sort of substantial falling in love sort of level. And so, but Darius is all like, my destiny, like, and he never apologized for anything until it started to affect, yeah, his destiny, his outcome in
Yeah.
life, the stars' plans for him. He did not give a shit otherwise. And he
He's
felt
like, I should have noticed this sooner.
idiot. Yeah, and he felt like entitled to this sort of yes, and he felt entitled to this Elysian mateship. But then, not Tori.
Yeah.
She's like, "Fuck you, buddy."
Yeah.
Epic. I loved it.
Okay, I loved it as well. However, like, I wish there was a little bit more stakes in that. I wish she'd known the consequences of what would happen.
I don't think she really cares. Hey, are you
Like,
bullying
what
my
if it was
school?
like, what if it was like, you die if you say no? Like,
I feel like she would rather
and
die.
she didn't know that.
She would rather die than be with Darius. But that's the thing, like they are so still ignorant and naive of Fae society, Fae culture, like their alignment with the stars and everything and what everything actually means. Like I guess it's not fair for them to like have to know everything and then make an informed decision. But I feel like it would have been known earlier because like they were taught about like Elysian mates and like nebula allies in passing throughout, you know, general schooling. But if the consequences were that severe, they would have known about it in those classes, and it would have been something to note and to look out for. But no, her rejection, favorite part of this entire book. And then just when we thought that was going to be the mic drop book ending, no, we continue.
We continue. Uh, And as the book continues, I preface to you, would you like this to be part one? Because we've been talking for an hour.
No, we're almost at the end. We can do another like 5 minutes.
Or do you want to keep going? Okay.
Yeah.
Or you want to just go right to the end? Okay.
Yeah. Like otherwise, it's gonna be like a
Uh,
20-minute talk about what happened at the end. I feel like
okay, that's cool. No, that's cool. That's cool. Okay, so then she says no, and then we're back in the cave. We have Clara. It's crazy. Oh my god, baby brother, I've missed you,
uh huh. We love
etc.,
that. We
etc.
love a
We
reunion.
love that. But oops, I'm hungry, so I'm gonna kill you. And let me fucking tell you, I knew this was not gonna go the good way. Okay, it was so obvious that this
No,
was not good. Nothing was ever good about it.
exactly. Like given the sort of relationship we have between them through Orion throughout the book so far,
And then Ryan's
like
just like, "Oh my god, my sister is
yeah,
here," and she's like, "You abandoned me," and he's like, "I thought you were dead."
yeah. I love that sort of like conflict. Ugh, it's delicious. But yeah, I would have thought it was more she was corrupted by the shadows. Like I don't think it's actually. I don't know. I don't know if she's really that upset by it, or if it's because yeah, the shadow is just playing on her
I think
emotions.
she's just been in the shadows. I don't even know if it's like truly her. I think it's just
Yeah,
like a shadow. Like
it could be
she's been
just
so corrupted by the shadows.
yeah, yeah. It's gonna be one of those things where it's Clara, but it's not quite Clara, and I think inevitably she's
Yeah,
gonna have to die again, and I think that's just gonna
yeah,
traumatize Orion more
yeah,
because he'll have to lose his sister twice, sort of deal. I feel like that's
yeah.
where that's gonna go.
And I feel like maybe he'll be the one to have to kill her or something, or like
Maybe, yeah. It's always the way.
Tory, like
Maybe even Darcy. Would they make? Ooh, that would create good relationship conflict. But like, I
maybe.
don't know. We'll see. Or maybe Lionel will just kill her again and just be like, haha. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, Darcy and yeah, Orion save Clara. Clara attacks Orion, and then Orion is seemingly left for dead, or seemingly dead.
Yeah.
And then let's end credits.
Yes.
Let's close the
Orion is
curtains.
dead. Goodbye.
He is not dead. Yeah, for a fact, he is not dead.
You reckon?
I know. It's okay. I have
Okay,
a
he's not
strong
dead.
feeling. Yeah.
Well,
Imagine
he is.
I would have
He's,
listen. I feel like the uproar of Blue Lands being no more would have circulated or infiltrated the book club space, and I think we would have known about it. Like if it
yeah.
was an actual
I'll,
dead set thing.
he's dead, but he comes back.
Yeah. It's just like probably a vampire thing.
Sure.
I
Anyway,
don't know.
okay, that is the book. It was a fun time. I had a great time. Oh, first, I just want to quickly, before we end, when they're at the Palace of Souls, they like see Professor Atrium and stuff in a vision or whatever, and
Uh-huh.
then they also get like where I always forget this, where wings meet justice, your blood was saved.
Yep, that's the riddle.
And I just want people to think about that because I was correct.
You can think about it, but I won't.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just know I won't.
Okay, that's podcast. Thank you for listening. We're gonna go to the stars that listen. The stars that listen? Yeah.
Hmm.
The stars that listen is a segment that we do at the end of the podcast where we find a 5-star review and a 1-star review, sometimes one, sometimes two, sometimes three, that we resonate with or want to fight with. It's a good time. We always start with the 1-star because we like to end on a positive note. Claire, would you like to go first?
Yep,
Because I am finding mine live.
I only have the one. So, and we don't look too very hard. Oh my god, we don't look very hard for these. Too dragged out and corny. Y'all cannot be seriously thinking this series is good, right? Like, please stop lying, guys. This is hot garbage, and you know it. That's all.
Okay, I have three very short
Oh
ones. I
my
have
god.
what the fuck, Tory? This is getting tiresome. And then I have one that's, I'll be honest, this deserved 5 stars, but that ending ripped me apart. I can't even think about rating this higher than one. I'm firmly team Darius and Tori from book one, and after this, I'm shocked and hurt and not handling it well. So 1 star it is.
Hey, that is such an honest review. That came from the heart. I love it.
Yeah. Okay, let's do 5 stars.
All right, so I have 2 5 stars, but they're sort of like the generic, ones that we always seem to find. This
Oh
first one is I don't know how I'll ever recover from this book. And the second one is a knife in the back would have been nicer than that ending.
yeah. Okay, I have two. I'm ugly sobbing in my room and I don't want to talk about it.
Nice.
Do you have another one?
No, that was it.
Okay, and I have pain, suffering, anxiety, hot professor, hot dragon man, 5 stars.
I mean, yeah, that's valid. Valid for them.
Yeah,
But we know who the Darius and Tori shippers are just by that.
yeah.
Yeah, I would have
I'm a
hated.
Darius and
I would
Tori
have
shipper.
hated to have been a reader, like, if I'd shipped Darius and Tori, and yeah, this having this ending on at the release year. Oh, it would have been dramatic. I feel so sorry, yeah, for the people who have actively been shipping people and have
Can I have a Capri Sun?
actively been like on the hook since day dot and having to wait each release. Like, it would have been fucking torture for them. But I'm glad it's not me though. All right, and I guess that concludes this episode of Letterbox Book Club. Thank you all for listening. Check us out on the socials: Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all that jazz. Link is in the bio. Stay safe out there. Do not help any shadow princesses that come your way, otherwise you will die. Unless you want to be killed by a vampire named Clara.
Okay, thank you all for listening. Stay safe out there.
Bye.
Bye.